Another evening, another show of the League of the Genuine. We are happy to be here every evening to interact with you, to talk about counterfeits. We've had a great journey for the last 4 or 5 weeks talking about the subject of counterfeits and cancer. We're continuing our series of discussions on this important subject. Those who have been with us, we have moved from the treatment side, the people who are the doctors, the oncologists, who treat the disease of cancer. We've been to the Cancer Institute. We have been to a children's home that gives shelter to those children below 15 years who are receiving cancer treatment. You've heard that treatment of cancer is not like treatment of malaria. You need to be near the treatment center, so many people can't have shelter. We've been there. We are now moving to the regulation side, because we believe you cannot have a conversation about treatment, control of cancer without dealing with the regulator. In Uganda, we have a regulator. We are soon to find out who the regulator is. In the studio, I would like to introduce a gentleman who has just told me that he's now a doctor. We need to know why Mr. Lubowa or Haji Lubowa Nasser is a doctor. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You are the manager post-market surveillance at the National Drug Authority. Tell us more about yourself and what you do at NDA.
Yeah, Lubowa Nasser. I deal with post-market surveillance. We basically monitor the quality of drugs on the market. Okay, so we look at if they are safe, efficacious, and of good quality. So that's
efficacious is effective.
Effective, yes. That's our main role in the post-market surveillance unit. I happen to be in NDA for over 10 years, and I've moved through various roles as an inspector of drugs.
As an inspector of drugs.
Yeah.
Your card says you are a pharmacist.
Yes.
You're actually a PhD student.
Yeah.
Here in Africa, we have an issue with our scientists. Many of you go and study and you have a lot of knowledge when you speak. Why is it that you cannot even make a vaccine for us? We are waiting for COVID vaccines, I hear, from Russia, we are just spectators. What is wrong with our doctor?
Now I'm doing a PhD with Purdue University.
Purdue University is found where?
In Indiana, USA.
Okay.
And we are doing what we call biotechnology innovation and regulatory science. And what I'm basically looking at is that we want to set up a facility in Africa, specifically in Tanzania, because that's where we started from.
Facility for what?
For manufacturing medicines. And we are looking at innovations in manufacturing, for example, doing what we call continuous manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. It is cheaper and it saves time. And this project is, we have a group of dedicated, committed scientists in Africa, led by Sister Zita. We have Sister Zita, she's known in Africa with regards to promoting Africans in innovations with regards to pharmaceutical manufacturing. And we are working with Professor Curry and Professor Ban of Purdue University to set up this facility. So we want to translate the knowledge from books to practicability, and it's going to be done here in Africa. And then these medicines won't be for only Africa.
For the whole world?
Yeah, for the whole world.
The challenge, many people think, you guys who have gone to school too much, you are only trying to follow the Muzungu, you know, but we have our traditional medicines here, the plants. The question is, why don't you use your knowledge to convert some of these natural plants and herbs we have to create medicines for us? Why do we have to depend on the West?
Where's
the challenge? You don't have the knowledge, or it's the logistics?
Of course, we are working. We are, especially now, National Drug Authority is very much focused on improving the quality of herbal medicines. So what we are doing is that we are getting the necessary logistics or requirements,
equipment, labs.
Yes, to meet the standard. For example, in the lab, we have got already the machinery. We have a WHO pre-qualified laboratory and ISO certified. These are standards
where are those
laboratory. In Mulago here, it's called National Drug Quality Control Laboratory. And one of the issues that under the strategic plan of National Drug Authority now is to improve on the testing of herbal medicines, because we have found problem is that these people get the herbs, yes, and then they mix them with conventional medicines, especially medicines to do with aphrodisiacs, manpower. So they get now the Viagra on the market, the conventional medicine, then they pound it and put it in the what? In their herbs, and then they say we have made a new formula for manigate surgery, which is very, very dangerous, because when you don't control these drugs, they lead to heart failures. So, and these complications, you find somebody collapsing after using this medicine because the way they are made. So we are carrying out a sensitization campaign and calling on all these herbalists to come and bring their formulations. We test them, okay? We send them to the National Chemotherapeutic Lab to prove that actually these things can work. You get it? And then when they prove that they can work, or they are effective against the claim, then we come in on the control side of the quality.
I also controlling, if you're talking of the aphrodisiacs, manpower and so on, they are also local either plants or herbs like Mulondo. Do you also go into that? Are you telling people that even some people eat, I've seen some Somalis eating some of those things, some even eat coffee. Yeah. Is this part of the medicines you regulate, and are there dangers that people need to know if they are eating Mulondo or eating any of these things?
Yeah, we control these medicines. They are herbal products, okay? And for us, we have even a dedicated unit for that, for the herbal products. And what happens is that most of these products, you need to know the dosage, you need to know how to take it, the frequency, you take it against what, we have contraindications. You don't take this product with this product, because we have had issues where when you take one drug, it affects the
efficacy or
effectiveness of the other drug.
Or it can become a poison.
Or it increases the other one and leads to other side effects or adverse reactions. So much as they are herbals, okay, we need to control them such that they are not misused, because they can also lead to dangers.
Dr. Lubowa, this show is a show that sensitizes the public about the concealed dangers of counterfeits. And in the past weeks, we have heard that there are a lot of fake cancer drugs on the market. And I can see that you are manager post-market surveillance, meaning you are in the market. Can you tell Ugandans and those listening, what is the situation of counterfeit drugs in the market today? How do we stand?
I'll start with the global perspective of counterfeits. This is a worldwide problem. It's not only limited to Africa. WHO estimates that 10% of the products for medical products are counterfeits.
Worldwide?
Worldwide, 10%.
But for Africa, it's higher.
For Africa, developing countries, it goes to over 30%. It can even go to 60%. So this is a big problem. And they account for about 75 to $200 billion.
The counterfeit drug industry,
yes,
is in billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars. So it is it's a big problem. And now here in Africa, they target those products that that move a lot.
Life-saving products, HIV, cancer, tuberculosis,
Yes.
malaria.
Anti-malarials, anti-infectives, those are antimicrobials, antibiotic, antibiotic drugs.
Like which drug? Give some names which people use.
Amoxicillin, erythromycin, this gentamicin.
Those affect a lot.
Yeah, then antimalarials, Coartem, previously we had these metacalfins, although they were removed from the market.
That was banned, yes.
Yeah, so they target those drugs that move a lot. Now we have lifestyle drugs. For example, these Viagras, they are counterfeited a lot. Now we have a product called Cialis. It contains a drug called tadalafil. It's still for manpower or erectile dysfunction.
Why are people obsessed with manpower? Just tell me as a doctor. Is there no power, or they want to increase the power? What's the problem?
I think men want to prove a point. So they end up buying these drugs, and then the counterfeiters now enter that market. Now we also have emergency pills like Postina. These are commonly counterfeited in Uganda. So
Postina is a drug for what?
Emergency.
Is that the morning after?
A morning after pill, yes. So they target where there is a market niche, where products are selling fast, and then now cancer drugs are coming up because of their speciality. Patients are desperate, and they are very expensive. For example, a dose of Avastin can cost over $2,000. Okay, but now they can bring it.
The dose has how many? That's for a week, for a month.
Yeah, but when they come to you, they can sell it at like say $800, the fake one. And like that product was discovered here in Uganda. Somebody
2017, I was reading,
was hawking it around the Cancer Institute there in Molago. But when you look at the manufacturer, it's different. We have Roche, Pfizer, they are making this product, but now this one was claiming to have been made from AstraZeneca.
In Sweden.
The
report says that the drug was in, I think, a jug. Is it a jug? What is a jug? Would you put that medicine in a jug, tablets?
No. You see, when we are looking at counterfeits, we are looking at so many things. I can give an illustration. For example, you look at the packaging of the drug. What is the packaging condition? Because when you look at the package, somehow it's different from the original. They do a lot of grammatical errors. You can be
spelling of the
name. Spelling of the name. You can be Muwema. Then instead of Muwema, they had something like that. To disguise the product. And then when you look at the when you go inside the product, now we are looking at the product.
But that's after you've swallowed. You see, the problem with medicine, once you miss to see that the packaging is wrong, you only find out after you've swallowed. This is the problem with medicine. We don't have special lenses or whatever to check if this product is genuine. We just swallow. That's a danger. And I have seen, like in the case of Avastin, the most you have done is to issue a public notice and a few things I have seen on social media, warning, there is a counterfeit cancer drug, there is counterfeit anti-malaria. But that's not sufficient, because I think you need to get down to the user, the consumer. So how does NDA ensure that these things you're talking about, these properties, are known to the patient? And furthermore, are you working with any patient organizations that are intimately working with patients to get this information across? Because just talking about it now may not be sufficient, or just putting a notice on TV or whatever that there's a fake drug. Most people are still not informed about the differentiation between the genuine and the fake.
Now, of course, NDA does a lot of sensitization, and we work with patient groups, we work with all hospitals, we work with specialized treatment centers like for HIV, you know, IDI, TB programs, Cancer Institute. We work with all these programs, and you know, maybe we need to get a background of NDA, what it does. Maybe I can go to that. We have what we call the quality assurance measures for medicines. One, we do inspections, you know that. We inspect from the manufacturing site of a drug. We inspect to where it is sold. That is the pharmacy, drug shop, all wholesalers.
You also inspect guys who are on the plane today, coming with medicine.
Yes.
Are you at the airport?
At the port of entry, all airports, we have
you
inspectors.
Have NDA?
We have inspectors there, and they
For
work.
drugs?
Yes, they work at, and we capture a lot of drugs.
No one has ever asked me what I'm carrying.
No, we do screening. You know, it is intelligence based. It is intelligence based, and depending on the flight you come with. Okay, we know some flights that come with drugs. We know people we screen. You know, we collaborate with URA on this. We have a screening point at the airport. I think you see that. So when we see any bag with drugs, then
I think you're targeting the traders or the dealers, but somebody will get 2 boxes or 3 boxes for their mother or for their...
No, then you have to explain. You have to explain. For example, this product that Cialis that is counterfeited now, we got it from the airport cargo. So when we screened the bag, this guy had some tablets, some medicines, and then we got this product. You know, then we went to check it in our lab, and we confirmed that actually it did not contain tadalafil. And we went ahead to impound and put this guy on the spot, and now we are actually looking for this product on the market, and we are getting it, some of the pharmacies that have it. So this is what we
You're
do.
taking action, but the complaint, Mr. Lubowa, is that you are very good at going, impounding, and for good measure you will even call the press, and it will be in the newspapers. We've impounded. We never get to know what happens after that. In fact, the allegations that after that, the culprit will buy his way out, get the medicine back, or he will, because of corruption, he will find a way of escaping justice. So is it that you are impounding and releasing at the same time? You are impounding to no effect?
No. You know, work with police, and we take these cases, when we take these cases up for prosecution, we'll go up to the court. Recently, just within this week, we got some people who are faking acaricides, okay?
Acaricides
in the western part of Uganda.
Medicines for animals, okay?
Yes.
That kill ticks.
Yes, they kill ticks.
There is a big issue there.
Okay.
Somebody came and told us that they are not genuine acaricides.
So what we did, because these are the problems, we got this person who was mixing concoctions and then selling them as acaricides. We arrested these people, we took the matter to police, then it went through court, and these people were charged actually. They were sentenced to 1 year and then charged 1 million. You see, the problem is that the sentences we get are not that punitive, and we need to change the law, okay? So that when we get these people, they pay hefty fines.
Why don't you have prosecutors? Why don't you ask for a custodial sentence? Because a fine is an option.
Yeah.
But if somebody is really engaging in a practice of selling dangerous, harmful drugs to the public health, why should they just
these guys were given 1 year. 1 year.
1 million.
And no, in addition to the 1 million.
Oh.
Okay. That was the judgment. And you see, what we are doing now is to change the law. We are working on amending the law so that we put in these
bigger sanctions.
Yeah, bigger sanctions on that side. So I was going ahead with giving you what we do. I told you we do inspections. Then secondly, we have what we call, we do registration of all the products that come to Uganda. So when we inspect the facility and it is okay, we do what we call good manufacturing practice inspections worldwide.
At
yes,
point of manufacture.
Yeah, and we follow international guidelines. You know, we have WHO guidelines that guide us because these are international practices. Okay,
that must be followed.
That must be followed when you are making medicines. So when you pass that GMP inspection, we register your product. Now, on top of that, we do what we call this post-market surveillance. We randomly sample this product, risk-based sampling on the market. We go to Kabale, we go to Gulu, we go where we pick products based on the risk we assess and then test them in our lab. I told you we have a certified lab, ISO certified and WHO pre-qualified. So the results there cannot be contested. Okay, so when we get these products and we find some of them that fail analysis, we have to remove them from the market. So we tell the importer, and even in collaboration with us, we go and remove all these products from the market. That's what we call a recall. Okay, then
a product recall.
Yes. A product recall. Then we have what we call we have the pharmaco-vigilance unit. Here, what we mean is that we monitor adverse drug reactions. When people react to drugs and we are convinced that these reactions are due to the product, okay, we investigate and confirm these adverse drug reactions, then we remove it from the market. For example, we have removed the gentamicin injection, some product.
The IV.
Yeah, due to these adverse drug reactions, okay? So these are some of the processes we take. Then we control also the promotions, you know, of drugs. You know, we don't want people to exaggerate the claims that my medicine does this and this when it is not confirmed.
But apparently that's what people, many people are falling victim to that. You've seen, I don't know if it's still there in the buses. There are these people who sell the herbalists. For them, they're in the buses talking to passengers. NDA is not there. Why don't you do door to door as well and get to the final consumer? You stop here in the TVs. And
we have enforcement. We have a fully dedicated enforcement unit, and if I can get the statistics right, within a year we can make arrests for over 40.
Many. That is enforcement. What about awareness? Why don't you go door to door to get people to know?
Now, I think we have been running campaigns. There are some now buses that have our the campaign.
I think I've seen.
Yeah, that please avoid buying medicines from hawkers. Okay, because these are a source of what? Counterfeit medicines. Now we are running a program, a sensitization campaign with the World Health Organization. Okay, to teach people on how to avoid substandard and falsified medicines. And the messages are simple. One, you buy products from licensed outlets authorized by National Drug Authority, which have a license, or a professional body, like for Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, they issue a license also. So it's all Nurses Council. So you have to look for that license where you are buying drugs
But
from.
You see, sometime I saw you closed some pharmacies that they were operating illegally. So people get confused. The pharmacist there, they imagine it's licensed. Then later you come and say we have closed.
I'm going to come to that. Then secondly, we want people to check a medicine for its manufacturing date, expiry date, and batch number, okay, or lot number. A genuine medicine should have all these clearly stated. Then people should look out for, you know, when you have a drug, you have the external pack and inside pack. The batch number inside should be the same as the one outside, because we have seen most of this.
The batch number on the box,
yes,
should also be
the one on the primary pack,
the socket,
or like on the blister, okay, or the syrup inside. It should be the same, because counterfeiters, they put on top a batch number which is circulating at that time,
but they can't go inside.
But inside it's hard, you know, a blister, to put a batch number on the blister. It's very hard. So when you see any discrepancy, it shows there is a problem.
Red flag.
Yeah. Then another thing is that you have to report any adverse drug reactions you get to a healthcare professional. You know, most of these counterfeits, they don't contain the drug or the active ingredient which treats. So because they use some funny chemicals, they can cause you to react severely, okay, to this product. So when you detect anything unusual reaction, you have to report it to National Drug Authority. Then another thing is that you have to report or file. You know, we have complaint forms. All hospitals have these complaint forms where I report any product defect. Have you found broken tablets? Have you found a syrup that is caking? You know, when you shake it to dissolve, it's not dissolving. Have you found maybe a syrup with the spots in it? You report. Have you found maybe a tablet, it's white, now it's like creamish, you know, not the usual white? Report, you know. These are some of the things we encourage the public to
look out for.
Yeah. So basically, National Drug Authority, as we said, does not work alone in this. You know, we are also part of the regional and the global forums for fighting substandard and falsified medicines. For example, we are part of the East Africa Community Post-Market Surveillance working group, expert working group. And you see some of these products. For example, we had a product, an antibiotic, okay, which moved from, it was first
Which
sold,
antibiotic? You have a name?
sold in Kenya, and then it came to Uganda. When they got to know about it in Kenya, it lost market. So they transferred
it here
to Uganda. It's a GSK product.
GlaxoSmithKline.
Yeah.
It's a UK pharma.
Yeah, UK product. So when we tested this product, it didn't have the active ingredient, you know. So, and you know, it is used for treatment of severe infections. So you can imagine now giving a person a product which doesn't work. So the problem will exacerbate or become real, and it increases the cost of treatment, prolonged illness, and so on.
Turn down time, somebody stays sick for long.
So these are some of the dangers, okay, of these counterfeits. So we are on those platforms. Then another one is we are working with IGAD, Intergovernmental Authority on Development.
The one which was fighting locusts.
Yeah, it's a bloc in Eastern Africa, which Uganda is part of the members. Currently, we are drafting a protocol. We are going to do sampling of some of these products that are found at border points. You know, for example, they are interested in the reproductive health products. For example, oxytocin. To see
oxytocin is given to cows so that they produce more milk.
No,
that's how it's being misused.
No, this one is given to mothers
the ones breastfeeding.
No, during delivery to induce labor,
but also for the milk to come, I'm told.
To induce labor. So some of these products are targeted, as I told you, because they have high demand, and so we are going to do the sampling of these products, and we are looking at amoxicillin disposable tablets. They are used for treatment of pneumonia in children, you know, and these are common conditions here in Africa. So these are some of the products that we are going to sample and test, and this is an initiative of IGAD. Okay, now we are also part of the member state mechanism of WHO for fighting counterfeits. Okay, and we put their alerts. When we discover counterfeit here, we put an alert to WHO. For example, we discovered there were some quinine tablets that were falsified. Quinine. Yeah, for malaria.
Chloroquine.
Quinine. It's called quinine for malaria. And when we tested it, it had metronidazole, another antibiotic, you know. You know, quinine is a second-line treatment for malaria. When you fail with Coartem and your malaria, you have a high number of parasites, then we give you, quinine is recommended, okay? As
it is stronger.
Line. Yeah. Now, imagine somebody who is worse now is given a fake product which has metronidazole, you know? So we are going to lose lives. So when we get these products, we alert WHO. Similarly, when they get their product, a product that is confirmed to be falsified in another country, they share with us, such that we also look out for this product if it is on our market. Now, the other product I was talking about is called augmentin. It's
an antibiotic.
Yeah, the antibiotic of GSK, the one that was falsified here.
So you're saying we have a fake on the market?
No, we removed it. When we discovered it, we removed it from the market. That
was when?
2019. But we made alerts still to WHO, you know. So those are the collaborations we have. And I also want people to understand that we have two concepts in fake medicines. We have what we call substandard medicines, and we have what we call falsified medicines. Now, substandard medicines are medicines manufactured by known manufacturers, okay? We know them that this industry, KPI, is the one making this Panadol.
The Panadol, okay?
Paracetamol, okay? But it fails to meet the standards
as to the active ingredients.
Yes, as to we have what we call specifications. You know, we have specifications that you have to do this, then this, then this. You have to meet certain criteria of making that medicine. So when it fails to meet that criteria or standards, then we say that product is substandard. Okay? Now, for example, you can find that a syrup, it's from, we know the manufacturer, but it's not suspending, it's caking. Okay? Then there is a problem. That's a substandard product. You know, a tablet, we know that this tablet comes from this company, but when you test it, it doesn't dissolve properly. Okay? That is a substandard product. Then we have
falsified.
Falsified.
Which is the counterfeit, actually.
Now, yes. Now, falsified means that this is deliberately or fraudulently misrepresenting, okay, the identity.
That is name.
The identity, yes, name, the source, and the composition. So source is not the manufacturer who makes it that is making it. Composition, it doesn't contain the drug that it claims to be. Okay? So that is the distinction in between substandard
falsified,
and
counterfeit.
Falsified. Then we also
what
have...
What about adulterated?
Adulterated, yes. Now, adulterated means you get a product, like I gave an example of a herbal, then you get another drug, and then you mix in this one, and you make claims that my herbal can maybe treat this. Yet, it's because you added an antibiotic of conventional medicine. So you are adulterating the medicine, okay? You are mixing the original medicine with other products to disguise that it
will perform.
It will perform.
One of the things, doctor, in this fight against counterfeits, we've had many doctors talking. There is the issue of drug abuse or drug misuse by the patients themselves. And I think this is manifested in self-medication or just going to the pharmacy to buy medicine. Can you help us differentiate between those drugs you can go and just buy direct from a pharmacy, or what is also called the over-the-counter drugs, and those drugs that you can only buy after a doctor's prescription? With examples, if you can.
You know, we have drug schedules as NDA, and the scheduling is done to help the prescribers or the health professionals No, based on the potential abuse. They're scheduled based on potential abuse of these products, okay? And then the health consequences, okay? For example, we have drugs, class A drugs, like the opioids, okay?
What is an opioid?
Opioid.
Painkiller?
Like cocaine, okay?
Cocaine is a drug?
Yes, cocaine is a drug.
So this cocaine they arrest at the airport and police announces, they are arresting medicine?
Yes, it's a drug.
So why do they arrest them?
Now,
if it is medicine?
It's a class A drug that has special controls. Not everyone is supposed to possess this medicine. Actually, even when it is in a pharmacy, what it's supposed to be under lock and key.
So
only
doctor,
issued by
aren't you encouraging people to take cocaine now?
No. Only issued by a healthcare professional, practitioner, or a pharmacist. Those are the two people supposed to be in possession or dispense or prescribe this product.
Only pharmacists or doctors can have cocaine, for example, because they know its use.
Yes. Okay, because it is subject to abuse. People.
So that is not an over-the-counter drug.
No, it's not. So that class A. Then we have psychotic drugs.
Therefore, guys who are mentally.
For the mental patients. Okay, drugs for mental patients.
You can't buy over the counter.
You can't buy over the counter this product.
What about cancer drugs?
Cancer drugs, very highly specialized, because before you take these drugs, they are supposed to do some tests on you.
So you don't buy. Malaria, malaria, headache, food poisoning, can I go to the pharmacy?
No.
Over the counter?
No. These products, for malaria, for example, you have to do a blood test to confirm that you have the parasites. And then they prescribe for you that anti-malaria drugs. So we've had a lot of misuse of drugs because people don't go through the proper channels. So even
but
antibiotics.
I think then there's also a problem with the pharmacists.
Antibiotics.
I have traveled in many places, and I guarantee you, to even get a painkiller, to just walk across to a pharmacy and get just a painkiller, the pharmacy will not sell it to you. They need a prescription.
Yes.
So it seems here the pharmacy regulation is lax. So you are also contributing to the misuse or abuse by the patients.
No, what we want to do is that we are putting professionals in their right place. Okay. For example, we need pharmacists to be the ones manning the pharmacies and dispense the medicines.
Are you saying we don't have enough pharmacists? How many do we have in Uganda?
We have over 1,000, but based on the population.
1,000 pharmacists for 40 million Ugandans.
Yeah, so it's inadequate. So we need more numbers. But for those who are there, they are manning the pharmacies, because some of these drugs, like, they have to be dispensed by a pharmacist. You get it? By a pharmacist. And another thing is that, so all these drugs I was giving you examples, antihypertensives for blood pressure, high blood pressure, diabetes,
all those are prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs. You can't access them without prescription, because for these drugs they need monitoring. You monitor the patient, and then based on the results, then you prescribe a product. Okay, so they can't be over the counter. Now, over the counter are these drugs that treat minor ailments. For example, simple cough, which is not due to infection, maybe due to an allergy.
A skin rash.
Skin rash. You talk about headache. You have a headache, those you can access over the counter. Okay. You have some problems in the stomach, like
indigestion.
Yeah, you can have these products, okay, over the counter. But the
if your eyes are itching, you can get an eye drop.
The other ones are on prescription. And then even there are some sensitive areas. For example, eyes, you can't still just buy a product because you have itchy eyes. What is the cause? You need to see a doctor to evaluate the problem. And then
Dr. Lubowa, I'm told we don't have time, but before we let you go, there has been talk government is trying to merge some agencies, I think, to cut on expenditure. Why do we have National Drug Authority, National Medical Stores, Virus, I don't know, Institute, Cancer Institute? Why do we have so many of these? What's the difference between you and medical stores and the others?
National medical stores, its mandate is to procure drugs on behalf of government, store them, and then distribute them
to the government hospitals,
to the various public health facilities. Okay. Now, National Drug Authority, its mandate is to ensure that the drugs on the market are of good quality, safe, and efficacious.
Those which have been procured by national medical stores.
Yes. So we actually make sure we do inspections of NMS to ensure that it is compliant.
At what point do you inspect? Do you inspect after they procured, or you are there when they are procuring and you tell them this doesn't pass?
No.
Because we had a scandal here in 2018. There was a fight between Cancer Institute and National Medical Stores. Cancer Institute was accusing medical stores for procuring fake cancer drugs. And I think that fight, was out there for a long time because people were complaining. Meaning that there is also fake procurement by government agencies. It's not just individuals.
Now, for us as NDA, our point where we come in is to ensure that where you are buying from, we have inspected the manufacturer. And therefore, we know the quality systems of
at
this.
the place of manufacture.
Yes.
So you inspect where National Medical Stores buys from.
Yes, we have to do that. And then, because they can't buy any product when we have not authorized the manufacturer. Okay? And still, when these medicines come, once in a while we do random sampling to check are these products good or not.
Or not, but
and then we advise.
If you check at the point of manufacture, how come we have fake medicines on the market? So are you approving also fakes to come? Well, how do the fakes come?
Now, as you have already highlighted, we have many people who disguise drugs when they are coming into Uganda.
So there's smuggling.
There's smuggling of these products. And we have so many border points, and most of them are porous borders. And then we have some officers.
Corruption is a problem.
It's
at
also
how many
a problem.
border points are you at in Uganda?
In Uganda, we are mainly at the main border points of entry. Entebbe, Malaba, Nakawa, Busia.
So somebody crossing Lake Albert from Congo will just come in.
Now there we collaborate with URA and the police. So when they get any consignment with drugs, okay? When they get any consignment with drugs, then they alert us. We have regional offices, about 8 regional offices scattered around the country. So when a consignment of drugs comes, then they inform us.
Dr. Lubowa, I'm told we don't have time, but I wish we could continue. I can't leave this before I talk about COVID. Is National Drug Authority responsible for procurement of COVID vaccines? I hear we have AstraZeneca. I hear there is Moderna, there is Pfizer, there is Johnson & Johnson. Is the decision to get AstraZeneca COVID vaccine a decision of NDA, or it's a decision from above?
Now, NDA, for all the medicines that come to Uganda, we give authorization.
Ideally, for COVID vaccine.
Now, for COVID vaccine,
was it your decision?
We gave an emergency use authorization to have this drug here. We have a pandemic. We've got.
So those who are complaining about the vaccine or fearing to take it, they should direct all issues to you.
Yes, we do evaluation about its safety. We get information on its safety, and on its effectiveness and quality. Before any drugs come on the market, there is what we call drug development. And in drug development, you do clinical trials. They test this product. First on the animals, then a few number of people. So
COVID was tested on the rats also?
Yeah, they first test on the animals to check safety. When the rat dies, then it stops there immediately.
Any rats died from this vaccine?
No. Then they go to some people, number of people, few people, say like 50, okay? Then they test there to evaluate is it
But
safe,
the process,
then after that they go to a larger number.
Dr. Lubowa,
Over
you are on media, there's
Yes.
social media everywhere.
Yes.
Denmark has stopped the AstraZeneca. This country has stopped. I'm sure NDA sees this.
Yes, yes.
So why are you ignoring those warnings?
No, I was continuing with telling you about drug development. When we are developing a drug, we look at the risk-benefit ratio. So as long as the benefits outweigh the risks, then that medicine is good to use.
So these complaints about the AstraZeneca are not really...
No, we go ahead to investigate. For example, they are talking about blood clots. But you see, they have immunized over 200 million people. And then only
the clots are very small.
No, and only 10 people maybe die from clots. You know, we expect these adverse drug reactions. But, you know, we have to weigh the risk and the benefit. That's why countries have now resumed with the vaccination
So for anybody
program.
doubting out there, what's your message? Those who have not yet taken the COVID vaccine, what are you telling them to do?
I'm urging fellow Ugandans that the vaccine is safe for use. Okay?
It is safe.
Very safe.
But you have not yet taken the
I've
jab.
already taken, I took my jab from Ministry of Health, and I'm going on 21st May to take the second
And you
jab.
did fall or anything? No dizziness?
Nothing. When you get a fever, because you know we are collecting data on this vaccine. People talking of fever, side pain, and so on. You take an analgesic, a painkiller, then these all these effects.
But like other vaccines, polio, when you take a child, they get a fever.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's normal.
It's normal, and you see with what is happening in India, with what happened in Italy, with what is happening in Brazil, even in America, number one superpower, it's safer to take this vaccine. And I would encourage Ugandans to take this seriously. And you see, now, these vaccines have short expiry, okay? They give them like 6 months, okay? So we can't waste all these, you know, government
So
has
you
procured.
imported these vaccines, which have are supposed to expire in June?
Yeah, June. Because, you know, the manufacturer studied this vaccine up to that time. He can give guarantee up to the 6 months.
So when is this consignment expiring, the current one?
Around June, July.
So we need to hurry.
So we need to hurry and use this opportunity not to waste that vaccine and get it, because it's very expensive. And you see, with what is happening in other countries, then we don't need to take chances. And here we have already seen it. People are dying.
People are dying, yes.
People are in hospitals and so on. So
Dr. Lubowa, we have to stop here. But as a man, I really want you to tell us, why is these manpower medicines and so on so popular? Is there a problem with the men? Is it the diet? As you close, can you tell us?
I think people are just misusing this product. People are energetic. Ugandans are energetic.
Africans are energetic,
yeah, they
I'm
have.
told.
Yeah, so people are just misusing the product, and that's what we have.
Is it a problem with the women, or it's the problem with the men?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is happening, but we do. Most of these drugs actually, you are supposed even to get it on prescription. The doctor evaluates you, your performance, how you work, and then prescribes this drug. Otherwise, you'll get used to this product, and time comes when you can't even do anything for yourself. So
without the drug.
Without the drug. And you know, drugs have also other effects, side effects. So I don't think people should do.
Your message about counterfeit medicines, what should people do?
Now, as National Drug Authority, we encourage people to report. And as I said, one, don't buy from hawkers, medicines. Those online pharmacies are a source of counterfeits. Two, always check your medicine before you use it. As I told you, one tip can be ensure that the batch number, manufacturing date, and expiry date on the outer pack is similar to the inside packaging. Check out this packaging for any grammatical errors, spellings, any changes. Where you feel you are not convinced, consult a healthcare professional. Do not self-prescribe or self-medicate. You know, you have to go to a doctor, clinician for evaluation, do assessments, do tests, and then they prescribe for you a medicine.
How can people reach you, the NDA?
for any complaints or adverse drug reactions, you can report to that number.
Okay, so I think we have to end here. You have heard from Dr. Lubowa Nasser. He's told us that so many entry points may not be reachable. Some people are getting in, but they do their best. They do interagency collaboration to ensure that the fakes are actually kept out. They have, in fact, as he has said, in the past few years, got some fake antibiotics which they have cleared, cancer drugs and the others. So Dr. Lubowa, who is a pharmacist but a doctor, we thank you so much for making the time. And here at the Anti-Counterfeit Network, we do not seek to replace the government agencies in their work. We actually seek to collaborate with them because we believe that a public-private partnership is the way to go. We all need to be in it to ensure that we fight counterfeit. So until next episode, good evening, good night, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are viewing us. Bye.